All right, so it looks like everyone is here. I'm gonna go over the summary for this meeting, and I think this is new for me as well, doing this on a Zoom. But I think the objective is to kick off Tower A. I'm gonna go over the summary of what we're going to be going over. Then I'm going to give the platform to everyone according to the trade. And afterwards, we'll ask any questions. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know. We'll go straight into it. I'm gonna see if I can make my computer a little bigger. So if you are not on the computer, I will try to go over what we are reviewing right now. So I'm looking at 1.1, which is the schedule, timeline, lead times, manpower. We've done the roll call in. Right now we have abatement and demolition happening at Tower A. We have New Haven Glass that have started to install their frame and their materials and equipment upstairs. We're going to talk about the loading for everyone else in a minute. We have Michael from Eagle, who is going to be talking about the schedule for the elevator install, because during that time, we will not have access to the elevator. We'll also discuss the tower renovation this time. I think when we did Tower B, we did all of the floors at the same time. We have some ideas for Tower A, but I think it's important that we discuss that together, make sure that everybody's okay with it and that we are on the same page. We are going to talk a bit about the electrical work because there's a few things going on with the electrical component and also as it relates to the elevator. We're going to talk about the site work, and Anthony's going to be talking about what he's going to be doing with his 2-3 weeks look ahead. If you guys can assist him on a weekly basis, that would be great with what you have coming up. And then finally, we are hoping to target the punch list on July 1st. So I think based on this conversation today, we just have to end on July 1st. So if no one has any questions about that, what I thought we can do is just go through every single person and tell us what you're doing now, what you plan on doing regarding mobilization, work by others. We're just going to go through, I will make some notes, and then beginning at the next meeting, I will send the work schedule so we can follow that until the completion of the meeting. So let's start with demo and abatement. Eric, why don't you give us an overview of what you've done so far, your estimated timeline, and any work by others that we might be missing.
All right, I just left. I walked around with Edgar for about an hour going over everything. So we feel confident in the dates that we're going to give you. So we probably got another 2 days of bulk clean out to help get that done. And then we probably will also have all of the demo done on 6-2 by the end of the week. So everything will be demoed, cleaned out. He's doing the layout. We're spray painting the walls of what we intend on removing as far as the sheetrock. So up on the 6th floor, we've started prep today. I'm going to say by next Friday, the 12th, we will be 100% off of the 6th floor, which would be including doing the balcony doors and everything torn down and turned over to you guys. So it's taking us 2 weeks to do that the first time because we're doing the other items. Plus we're going to get a jump start on 5. So after that, every week we'll knock off 1 floor. So we'll finish the 6th floor by the 12th. We'll turn over the 5th floor by the 19th, the 4th by the 26th, the 3rd floor by April 2nd, and the 2nd floor by April 9th.
Can you also, I'm going to make these notes down, but just as you mentioned it, if you can please also send me an email to that regards just that you just listed, and I'll make sure that I'll finalize these for everyone at the end of the follow-up meeting. Okay.
Yeah. So we plan on working on 2 floors at a time, not because we're not giving the full attention, but there's always going to be times where, when we're finishing and we're waiting for an air test or, different periods of times where we can get working below us and not waste time. So that's why we'll be able to do one floor.
So
I'm
let's,
gonna get
go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm gonna get a lull delivered to the job, hopefully Wednesday. And my lull should reach to the 4th floor, no problem. So considering I'm gonna be done with the 5th floor on the 19th, we talked about giving up the elevator as early as possible. I would feel comfortable from our work point of view, shutting the elevator down after the 19th, we'll be fine.
Okay, great. So we're going to go back to the elevator, and on the 19th, which is an Eagles here, so he's going to speak to that effect when we get there. So once you're done, you're done. You're not going to need anything else from us. You're not going to need any trade to do anything. You are going to be done, correct?
Correct, 100%. Yep.
And I know we have your submittals from Tower A, so we should be good. Is there anything else that is new that we should expect to be submitted?
I don't think we submitted really any extras on
Okay,
the other tower. But I don't know if we did the bulk clean out over there. That, like I said, we'll have tickets for that, but
okay, great. Anything else before we move on?
I don't think so, unless Joel wants to throw anything in about his demo.
Joe, do you want to throw in anything about your demo?
No, I'm good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So let's move on to 1.3, balcony doors and the entrance. I know that Rich started super early, which is great. Rich, can you give us a bit of an overview of what you're doing and how your schedule is going to look like?
We have the rest of the events coming in on the 15th of March, and the terrace doors are due in on the 24th. So at that time there, we'll get them up to where we have to get them.
So regarding the 315 and the 324th, and Michael's going to speak afterwards. It sounds like we're going to be shutting the elevator off beginning on 319. How much of your stuff will you be able to get up there before then? I'm sure, I think at your pace, you might be able to get everything up there before then. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were trying to get it up before then. Unfortunately, the doors won't be here till the 24th, but if we have to, we will just we'll get them up somehow. We'll just boom them up on the outside if we needed to.
Okay, and then once we finish, one of the things I think I want to talk about is while the elevator is happening, what other ways we can get things in. I know we talked about lift, but we'll go over that at the end. Rich, is there anything that you want to, is there any lead items right now at the moment for you?
No, everything is on track and on schedule, and it seems like at the end of the month when we'll be able to once they hit in, we should be able to start putting some of the stuff back into close up the exterior openings up there.
Great, and it sounds like Eric is going to be giving us, Eric at Best Tech is going to be giving us one floor at a time, beginning the 6th floor. So once I get his schedule, I will incorporate it so you'll know when to start your framing or have the units again beginning on the 6th floor.
Sounds good.
Is there any work by others that is important to you that you need to bring up right now?
No, nothing's impeding on us. Just, the removal of the existing, which Eric says he'll have well taken care of. So I don't see anything that should hinder anything.
So would it be safe to say, Rich, that we could put you on the schedule to start putting the new frames in on the 15th of March?
Yeah, John, I think we could start, if we don't have the doorways, but we could start at the window openings and where the vents are coming in and get into those areas and take care of them.
All right, thank you.
Great. Is there anything else, Rich, that you want to bring up before I move on?
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Michael, hi.
Hi.
So I think a big part of this meeting is on the elevator and the shutdown. and we are trying as best as we can to get everything up there before you start. Can you speak to the work scope of what you're doing, and that way we can ask any questions?
Okay, so we discussed last week, we were gonna start in right around first week of April. If the elevator, everybody's done utilizing the elevator ahead of time, just give me like a week's notice and we can put that in the schedule to start sooner if you want.
Great. So I know that we spoke last week, Jonathan, myself, Eric, and Best Tech, and we discussed April 1st. And then I spoke to Eric at Best Tech, and he believes that he can bring it in, as he mentioned earlier, on the 19th. I think.
Right, but now I just heard someone needs to move some stuff on the 24th. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we have about an 8-week timeline, right, to do our work. So whether we start on the 29th or April 1st, it's not gonna, I don't think, impede the your final due date on that, right? We'll still be done by the end of May,
Yes.
right? So we're flexible with that. Because once we go in there, that elevator will be out of service for not even having a running platform for a number of weeks, right? So we can work with you on the timeline to start.
I think a critical aspect of this is that we have all of the finishings at sometime in May, June, July. So the earliest we can get it finished, the better for everyone. But I think to your point, if we were to give until the end of March for everyone to load, including the 24th, and start the elevator right after that.
Yeah, the 29th, right.
Yeah, 29th. If you can still get us in by May, meaning finish the elevator, including inspection that we can utilize again by May, I think that's good.
Well, by the end of May, yes. So we got like an 8 weeks. So if we start the 29th, go out about 8 weeks, and that's when your elevator be completed. And, generally we get an inspection within a week once we're done with all our work.
Okay, so is it safe to assume that by May 30th will be complete?
We can go with that assumption.
Okay.
Hey, V,
Yeah.
just to bring up regarding the elevator. I'm not sure if the design team has taken a look as to what is necessary for the elevator electrically. I know that when there's changes that are made and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, Michael, but when there's changes made and there's updates, then they want everything updated to code regarding lighting and outlets and things like that within the pit, within the elevator room, all that.
Right,
Bill,
so the work by others.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that, Bill. That was one of the things that Michael is going to discuss. And the other thing that I think we should do is you, myself, Michael, Jonathan, we should all get together on another phone call just to talk about the additional work needed by Michael to finish the elevator. We started this conversation, remember, a while ago. And now that we are starting, Michael had a list and the architect reviewed it already. So we can review that list with you. And if there's any questions, we can discuss that. But Michael, do you want to speak a little bit to the elevator and work by others?
Sure. So there's the fire service that all the smokes have to be outside the entrances. There's got to be one machine room. Your building has sprinklers. So I believe you're going to have to put a heat detector in the pit. But all the modules have to be addressable. We're going to need modules in the machine room to tie into our controller. So the fire service people need to coordinate with us on getting all their work done and up to their code. As far as the electrical, again, you're probably gonna need a new disconnect that has shunt trip. You're gonna have to have GFIs in the machine room, GFIs in the pit, proper pit lighting. The elevator also runs on emergency power generator. So we require contacts back to the controller to let us know that's on emergency power for us. So and I need a dedicated phone line for that elevator also for the emergency call. So all that was outlined, and I gave V a copy of, what needs to be done to be brought up to code. But the fire service people and the electrician should know what their code is also.
So Michael, since I have you and Bill on the line, just very quickly before we move on to the next, one less email to do. Can both of you have a quick conference call tomorrow? Let's say either super early, about 7:45 or 11 a.m. or
7:45 works better for me. Earlier is better.
Bill?
I'm just looking right now. to See
Bill,
what
you're
I
an
have
electrical
available.
guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, this isn't your first elevator you've done, I'm sure, right?
No, that's for sure. But the problem is that every time I go to do one elevator, they, the inspector wants this, they want that, they want, and
Right. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you have to have separate, 110 disconnects. You got to have
Yeah.
everything separated out, the GFIs, the cab lighting, they all have to be on their own
car
circuits.
lighting, everything.
Car lighting, right. So, I mean, so it should be the same as what you've probably done recently, because code
Yeah.
changed a couple of years ago. So if you've done an elevator in the last couple of years, that's basically what you got to do.
Yeah, V, I'm good for tomorrow.
Okay, great. So Michael, Bill, Jonathan, Anthony, I'll send the calendar invite out a little later today, okay?
V, you should probably invite Willie too.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire
just-
alarm.
Is Ina there?
Yeah,
Willie, can you hear us? I'm sorry, Ina is there. Ina, can you hear us?
I don't think Willie's on the line, but
No,
I'm here.
Ina is on the line, I believe.
Yes, I hear you guys. You hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Can you join us tomorrow at 7:45 via call?
7:45, yes.
7:45, yes.
The
I'll
main-
send,
The main thing so we're not just going into a meeting blind here, is for the electrical contractor and the fire alarm contractor to look at the plans and specs and tell me what's missing. I know some stuff's called out for. I don't know if everything electrical is called out for, probably not. I believe we've got the smokes. I don't know about the heat detector in the pit. So, I mean, it would be a good idea to know what's missing from the drawings that we're gonna have to bring up to the owner.
Right. And that goes on their code too. I mean, we know, but it's really their code. The electrical code and the fire service people have their code that they have to follow. So the fire service guy, he's probably gonna have a conversation with the fire marshal too. He may want another smoke someplace else in there instead of just a heat detector in the pit. So that's on them. We have to make sure certain things are there, but the fire marshal might want something else.
and what I would do, Michael, Bill, and Ina, is I will send a previous email a few months ago from Jennifer, and then the new information that we review with Michael on Friday. So you get that today before the close of business, so you can have a chance to review it before tomorrow. And
Okay.
as Jonathan mentioned, yeah, please check the plans again, just so we can have that before the meeting tomorrow.
Okay.
Michael, do you want to continue?
So what else do you need to know?
I think you covered everything. I think at this point, if anyone
mean-
has a question about the elevator, we can ask Michael before we move forward.
V, as of now, we're gonna put a tentative start date from March 29th, starting the elevator.
That
Right.
sounds good to me.
Okay.
So everybody now has a date.
So what that means is you gotta get everything up there before.
There's a lot of stuff that has to go up. So we need some
I think
time.
all of us are gonna lose a few pounds before this is over. Going up and down the 6th floor is nothing, no easy job.
Right. So for the first couple of weeks, that elevator will not be moving at all. And then after that, it'll be periodically that we'll have a running platform and stuff like that. But, it's really, we're going to be mostly working in the hoistway and the machine room. That's where our work is.
All right, so March 29th is the elevator. Anything else on this before I move on? Okay. So next is plumbing. Mike, are you there?
Yeah,
Great. So if you can give us an idea, any kind of lead times you have with materials. I know that when we did Tower A, there were a few things that you mentioned for us to look out for in Tower B. Go over your schedule, manpower, any concerns that you have.
I don't have anything.
You don't- Of course, you don't have anything. You're not going to be calling Jonathan and I, right?
Huh?
Is there anything, last time we discussed, I think it was on the 6th or the 7th floor. I'm not sure if Craig is there. You know, I will go to Craig and we'll come back to you, Mike.
6th floor, I have to the roof drains,
Yes, right away. Tomorrow.
but huh?
We discussed that on Friday. He's gonna do that first thing. So yeah, he's gonna.
I've heard rumors that we're looking to use the original specified pedestal sinks. Is that correct?
Why is that the rumor?
Well, that's what I'm being told by.
Go ahead. I told you we had 32 on 30 of them on order, and we have to use those. We cannot. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring them to your house. We have to use those for this phase. For this phase.
All right, V, get something out to Jennifer and just let them know that that's what the plan is.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, I mean, they already approved the that one, but yeah, we'll bring it up
Well,
tomorrow.
I completely get it, but I know that we put a different one in Tower B. I just want to make sure they know they're getting another different one. For
Then I
Tower-
got another different.
So we're gonna start with all the roughing before we get into.
The roughing. What do you mean by roughing? The only rough.
Is
how
the
many
ADA shower.
showers?
Is
Two
that,
shots.
how many are you doing, Mike? 3 or 2? How many ADAs? 3 or 2?
I don't remember.
I
All right,
believe
make
it's
sure you
three.
call the inspector before.
I
Is there
think
anything else that you want to
yeah,
bring up? Go
I
ahead.
have the showers in, ready to go. We'll probably bring those up if ended up being installed after 29, we can bring it up before 29. But other than that, I don't think we have anything till we finish to go up.
Mike, if you get a chance, if you could stop by here, because I saw one of the existing fiberglass enclosures that were broken up. It's cracked. It's
Oh,
so,
but that's not on my plan.
no, I know. That's why I'm telling you now, so you can put it
Gonna
on
be
your
a
plan.
change order, Mike.
But yeah, there's, we take a walk through and take a look at everything so that we don't get to the end and we're short of fiberglass enclosure, or whatever we may need.
We're gonna have to go take a look after the abatement or before the abatement. We're not gonna go through the abatement like we did last time.
Well, they're just starting to set up containment. So if you could get there today or tomorrow, we'd be all set. But if you
Sure,
can't,
I'm driving right now. Jesus Christ. Well, you guys take a better schedule?
Mike.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to share before we move forward?
no, just move on.
I have to,
Mike, you're crazy.
when do you want to install, when do you want to replace the shower valve? Last time we replaced the shower valves, the tile guy first, and the tile guys went up, up there after us and took everything apart again. Then I had to go fix them again. So what do you want to do with the shower valves? You want to install them now, or you want to wait till the glaze is done?
I think based on what happened last time, and Colin is on so he can speak to that effect. Let's see if we can get the tiles finished first.
I think we should wait till they do the tiles and then go put the new valves in.
Okay.
If
So.
you- Now,
you
I
get-
have them.
Okay,
Excuse me, V,
yeah.
do you need me anymore? Am I good?
Oh, no, actually. is
Yeah,
there-
now, hang on 1 second. What are we gonna do with the water?
With the what?
Shutting down the building. Are you guys gonna work under the water, or you wanna shut the building down and work safely? If you wanna work safely, we have one main valve on the first floor community room. I spoke about that before 2 months ago. And I need 2 more valves. Or you're gonna work with the water shut under the sinks. I don't know how you're gonna shut it off, but
So
That's-
how long are we talking about?
what do you mean?
No, V, I understand the question. I think we should stall the other valve so we could shut the water off while we're over there working.
Well, last time we threw them in and what ended up being donations.
Mike, can you and I talk offline? I have
Yeah,
16
because I have no idea what you guys are
subcontractors on
talking
this
about.
call. Yes, Mike, that's what I would like to do. I'm directing you. That's what I would like to do, and we'll talk about money on by ourselves.
I didn't speak about money. I said that it's not gonna be donation. That's all I said.
I know what you're getting at.
We donated last time, not more donation.
Okay, Mike.
I think we should have, I think you I think you should install those valves sooner than later because something got flooded.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, I agree to
Let's-
it. No, I remember
When
now.
can you meet us at the site so we can walk the showers and look at the valves?
Probably tomorrow at some point. I don't know.
All right, call me in the morning.
Yeah, let's
if I-
try to do
If I have some, if I have an hour spare time today, I'll let you know, but otherwise tomorrow.
All right.
just test Jonathan and I, we'll see when we can meet you there.
Okay.
Okay.
And when are you gonna be ready for me to do the roof drains? Or after the abatement?
After the abatement, so the week of the 15th.
Okay.
And as of today, after today, once I get all the schedules back in, I'll tighten it up and I'll send to everyone, including you, Mike.
What? Schedule, yeah. I never got one. I make my own schedule. You can send it, but I'll make my own schedule. I'll send you a
All
schedule.
right, Mike, your time is up. Michael, Michael would like to leave from Eagle.
Yeah,
Is
because this is not
anyone
going to
have-
relate to me.
So you good with me? Can I go?
You could go, Mike. You
Yes, you
good?
can go, Mike.
Michael, we're all set with you too.
All right,
Tomorrow-
thank you very much.
Michael, thank you so much.
We'll have the other meeting tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds
bye-bye.
good.
Bye.
All right. Bill. Bill, can you hear us?
Yeah,
Okay. Can you run us through I know we're gonna talk about elevator stuff tomorrow, but if you can just run us through the electrical itself, any lead times, anything that you need to get up there before the.
yeah, the big thing, the lead times are the panels. I spoke with Dennis King again from Eaton to confirm that those are 8 weeks out.
Yep,
Also, I sent you the information for the security. I don't know what lead times are on that, and I'm sure you're going to have to discuss that with the owner.
okay. Yeah, so I think as soon as I saw that comment, as I spoke to Jonathan a bit about it, as soon as you know when the lead time is on that, can you let us know?
Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan, are you
But
gonna?
how are we going to address that too? I know that's much changed compared to what was bid.
The cameras?
Yeah.
I'm taking care of the cameras.
Okay.
I'm gonna review everything you sent over today, or first thing tomorrow, and
All right.
we're gonna submit it, and they know about it, and this project's about 1/8 of the cost of what we're doing over at McQueenie, so.
Good. That means we have lots and lots of money, right?
So Jonathan, you're gonna.
Come on, Jonathan, smile a little bit.
It's Monday, my back's already hurting.
Come on. Yeah, the other thing is, as far as the roughing goes, that's easy enough. We have all our fixtures, our lighting fixtures there. And I have to really get down to brass tacks as to how we're going to complete this switchgear changeover.
Yeah, I'm
Jonathan,
getting worried about the switchgear. I want to get your stuff down in the basement, but we got to coordinate between, which he's on, Brian's on the line. I want to see what we could do. I don't want to wait until, we're already in March. So I
Yeah.
mean, if we have to wait 3 weeks to get the fire pump down into the basement, I'd like to do the switchgear and the fire pump at the same time. Get the fire pump up and running and then turn over the basement to you guys to get the switchgear, because this is a good month to do the switchgear because there's not much work for you to do in Tower A.
Right.
So.
And Jonathan, before I forget, when we had the meeting with Neil, he was gonna sit down or talk to Anthony, remind him to do that regarding the louvers, if it's gonna be Alliance or it's going to be, talk to Neil. He wanted to do that himself.
Well, I think, well, yeah, all right, well. I'm gonna work with the two subs that actually need to use the space, so.
Okay, just make sure he's in the loop. Anything else, Bill, that you want to bring up before we move on? Any concerns? No? Okay. Great. Inai,
Yes.
can you speak to the fire alarm?
Yes.
When
Hear
are we,
me?
when are
Is
we
it-
install, when are we installing the new panel?
The new panel's already installed. The guts. That actually went into on the first phase.
Okay, that's what I thought. So when does the outside,
Yes.
so it's only guts? There's no.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's no new housing. We only did the inside.
Ah, no wonder it still looks old. to me.
Yeah. I think I gotta check, but we might be getting new doors for it, but that's about it.
All right, check into that.
so,
And I was there today marking out the holes that I need the abatement guys to cut in order for me to do the call for aids and all my wire mold.
Yeah,
So and as far as devices, I'm pretty much I got everything on site. So I think we're gonna be in good shape on this building.
good.
so you have no issues with lead time, you can start right after the abatement.
Yeah, as soon as they give me 6th floor, I'll go there and start doing my wire mold and pulling my wire, whatever I need to get done.
So figure you can mobilize on the 15th.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so anything else, Inai, before we move forward?
No, I don't have any questions at the time, and I think, like I said, I'm in good shape.
Okay, great. So let's move on. Oh, I missed HVAC, I apologize. Let's talk to, is it Chris or Paul that's on?
I don't think anybody from Alliance is on the phone.
Yeah, he was.
Nobody said yes when we did roll call.
I don't know, let me see who said yes. Okay, we can skip then. I think they just had to do the thermostat, so we didn't have an issue last time.
Oh, Bill, are we all, is the power to the exhaust fan resolved over in
Yes.
Tower B?
It's all set.
Good, thank you.
All right, so Jonathan, let's talk about the materials, the lead time, since that's a big ticket item for general trades.
Okay. Builders Hardware is in, Anthony, did Pat get a hold of you this morning? I told him to come out there today to do all the measuring of all the doors.
Yep, he's, if he's not here yet, he's on his way. He's gonna
Okay.
measure up today.
Yeah, I want those ordered by the end of the week, because most of those doors take somewhere between 4 and 8 weeks, so.
Yes,
We'll get them right in time for when the elevator's back up and running.
yep.
Anthony, tell them to measure twice, okay?
3 times.
Yeah, actually 10 times. All right.
Hey,
Jonathan, any-
Craig, they're gonna give you a dimension on some of these doors, so the doors that get framed out, for the new closets and the ADA conversions, he's gonna give you the measurement of the door sizes, so this way we build the walls, the size of the doors.
Okay.
are they also measuring the bifold?
Yes, yes.
All right. Or anything else that is a concern with the lead time, Jonathan?
No,
I,
cabinets are on site, trash compactor. We need to get a hold of the deputy fire marshal. I don't know, anybody's got her number, but she's gotta come out there and look at these, the existing conditions and make a call on what she wants. So we do need to make a call to the fire department, to this woman Heather, who's the new deputy fire marshal, to direct us on the existing sprinkler conditions in the trash chute rooms.
when are you planning that?
I gotta get her number. I can't,
I
nobody
have
has,
her cell number. I'll test it to you right now.
you have Heather's number?
Yeah.
All right, send it over.
Okay.
Wonderful. Copy Anthony, because I'm gonna have Anthony talk to her. Good luck, Anthony.
She's nice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll call.
Yeah, see if we can get her out here this week. And and just set up a meeting. I'll be out there too, but we just need to know what we're doing with these sprinklers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to move on to the phase 2 of the general trades, which is the work. Greg, can you speak? Wait, Jonathan, is there anything else before we move on to Greg?
No.
Okay. Greg, hi. Can you go over your schedule with us? Is there any concerns that you have?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get the cabinets in the building, obviously, before this elevator shut down. When is the best time to do that? I don't want to be in the way of all the abatement and stuff, but I have to get them in before they're done, obviously.
So,
I would suggest that we probably schedule a day later this week. At least to get the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd up there. If 6 is already under containment, we'll load 6 once we take down the containment on the 15th.
Okay. I mean, is it best to maybe load the 6th into the 5th floor?
Where would we be putting cabinets? We're already going to be doing prep on the 5th floor. There's not going to be space for the cabinets.
No, we're going to put them on the balconies.
Oh, I don't think putting them on the balcony is a very good idea.
Remember,
What
we're
the
going to be
boy-
pulling.
Then we can't load the cabinets
but
until after
They
the
can't
date
go
is
in until
done per
after they.
floor.
Wait,
So
why isn't it a good idea to put it in?
Well, because they're going to be opened up to the weather elements, V.
Okay.
Right.
You don't want to put
Plus,
them
we're
out.
going to be removing the doors from the outside.
Yeah. And you already got stuff out on the balconies as it is.
Well, now the problem is if I wait until after the abatement, the elevator is going to be gone and
No,
You know.
not
Greg,
necessarily.
you're gonna, yeah,
Go
you're
back
gonna
to the
have-
schedule.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Go back to the schedule of when we're getting the floors back.
Yeah, you're
At
gonna
some
have.
point- At some
one
point, we
floor.
might, we might have to put the 2nd floor on the 3rd floor, but I mean, we're not gonna take the elevator offline until the 29th. And we start getting, we get the 6th floor on the 15th, the 5th floor on the 22nd, and then I thought we were getting the 4th floor sometime before the shutdown.
he has the 4th floor is the 26th, which is right before the shutdown, but then the 3rd and the 2nd would be after the shutdown.
We'd have to load them we'd have to load them somewhere on or we keep them in the gang box and we don't put those cabinets in until
After everything is said.
afterwards.
Okay.
How long did it take you to install the cabinets in Tower B?
A little over a week.
Oh, okay. So
All
that's
of the cabinets?
Yeah, not including countertops and handles, but all the cabinets were installed in about 6 days.
not- Oh, okay. And the countertops, how long did that take?
The countertops were probably another 4 or 5 days with the sink
Oh.
cutouts and side splashes and everything.
Do we have all the counters for Tower A?
No, we have no countertops for Tower A.
Holy shit, how did you get that on the line?
They only provided us with Tower B.
So I think you're gonna have that 1 week, and unfortunately, it's not a lot, so I don't know how much of the cabinets you can move up. But if you're only talking about 6 days for the install and another 5 days for the countertop, if we get the elevator back on May 30th, I think you should still be good, correct?
Well, then you're going to be jamming all the doors in at that same time frame. So I don't want to run into the same time problems we ran into Tower B. So I'd like the cabinets up there before that.
Well, can't we just put the cabinets? We're gonna have to find some room on 2 and 3 then on the balconies and wrap them in plastic.
Well, you do have that, you have technically from the 19th until the 29th, you have about 8 days that you can move your cabinets up, starting, well, not the whole.
B,
unit,
they're gonna,
but-
the 2nd and 3rd floor are gonna be under containment. You can't get on the floors. While they're
I
under-
get that, but at least you can get the 3 floors up.
Yeah, I understand that, but what about 2 and 3? It only takes them a week to install cabinets. That's what he's saying.
I mean, it's only 5 or 6 boxes per unit. I mean, if I put them in a unit, they're abating the floors, correct? And some of the drywall.
Eric can speak to that effect, I don't know.
Yeah, but when we make the containment, about 100% of the entire floor, the square footage wise, is in the containment.
Understood. All right, yeah, we'll have to figure out something. I mean, we got to get them up there. Yeah. Previous to the elevator going down. So if we got to put them outside and wrap them in plastic, then I guess that's what we'll have to do. But they have to get up there.
Yeah, I'll get down there as soon as I can. I'm on a conference call.
Eric, is that possible that he puts them up there and wrap it in plastic in the hallways even?
Well, not the hallway.
Not
they
in
won't
the
be
areas we're
outside.
working now.
It would have to be either in the on the balconies. Is probably the only place.
I mean, if he puts them on the balconies, then we're gonna have to coordinate when we finish the inside. Then you're gonna have to take them from the balconies, move them in so that then we can go out to the balconies and work. So it's gonna be moving them multiple times, but
Will you be okay with that, Greg? Because it looks like,
I mean, we have to figure out something. Like I said, if that's what we have to do, then that's what we have to do. But I can't wait until June to bring the cabinets in the building.
so it looks like.
I
the-
think what Eagle was saying was that after the first couple of weeks, when they're working in the mechanical rooms and stuff, we'll have an active platform that if we need to bring some materials up, we'll be able to. But it's just not gonna be, on a daily basis where we can just run elevators up and down. But if we have to load up a floor and they have the active platform, I think that should work out okay.
All right, well, let me ask you this. So can I come in on the 25th and 26th and move the cabinets up to 6, 5, and 4?
Yes.
And then we could worry about 2 and 3 after they get the elevator working again.
Absolutely, I think that works. Yeah,
Okay, then let's do that.
okay.
And framing, are we doing the same ADA units like we did in Tower B, the 5th and 6th floor getting reframed?
Say that again?
The 5th and 6th floor ADA units, are we reframing those like we did in Tower B? Same,
I believe they're conversions. I'd have to look at it.
okay,
I know we also need to get some sheetrock up into the building too. So,
right, which we're not fitting sheets in that elevator regardless, so we're gonna have to try to figure something out with that.
so I think we're probably gonna, wherever you're getting the sheetrock from, we're gonna have to boom it from the balconies.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to go up with a lull. We'll take the screens out of one of the middle units all the way up. I know everybody's gonna have to boom stuff up, so we could do that.
Yeah,
Greg, is there any other concerns that you have? Moving into this?
No, I mean, it's just as far as the roughs being finished before I could start drywalling, plumbing, electrical, any of that is going on, needs to be done before I could start. Other than that, I mean, I think we're good as long as we don't run into trouble with the door timeline again.
yeah, we're good. They're gonna be there measuring today. So by the time the elevator's back up and running, we'll have all the doors.
Anthony's gonna make sure they measure 10 times, so,
Need to measure 10 times.
yeah.
Other thing for Bill Consolidated, the lights going into the hallways, going into the bathrooms.
Yeah.
We ran into a few issues in Tower B. I don't know if you want to look at the door frames, and try to avoid that issue this time.
It's
around.
probably gonna be the exact same thing. So yeah, we'll have to shift it over.
Okay.
Okay. All right, anything else, Greg, before I move on?
I don't have anything else now.
Okay.
Hey, V,
All right, Colin, yeah, I'm
do you
sorry.
have anything for me? I gotta hop off.
No, actually, are we still
Yeah,
on
we do.
for March 15th? I think March 11th or March 15th for the fire pump?
Well, yeah, so for March, the week of March 16th, it's
Says-
shipping, so that's when it's shipping, it's not when it's being delivered. It'll be delivered probably sometime that week. I just don't know. Could be the 17th, could be the 18th, could be the 19th, so I don't know, but it's shipping that week.
Are you bringing your rigger out to the site, Brian?
I did Monday,
Oh,
Friday,
that's right, you did, okay.
Yep.
You wouldn't do that with the end.
and so for us, he doesn't need anything other than getting down the stairs and into the room. So I know we talked about having the stairs taken out. I think if you're having those electrical panels or something brought down. But if you're not doing that, are you doing that the same day? So you guys gotta.
I'm not trying to do it the same day. The only thing is, I'm not trying to take the louvers out any sooner than I need to. Although the weather has been getting warmer, so I'm not that worried about coldness anymore, so.
Yeah, so if you're bringing the electrical, he doesn't need the stairs out for us. But if you're bringing the electrical down, then it looks like the stairs need to come out. And then obviously the louver will come out.
Right.
So
Do you need the louver out?
I don't, he can get the fire pump in through the door
Okay,
and down the stairs.
you really need nothing.
I need nothing, nope.
But how about the fence? Does the fence have to come down?
No, as long as the gate, as long as the door opens wide open.
Good. So Eagle just needs the 2 pipes down and the entry door and out. So that's good. And Brian, I'm so sorry, I skipped you. I didn't realize I'm new to this whole Zoom things. I apologize.
That's all right.
All right, so I'll talk to Bill from Consolidated and see what I have to do.
Yeah, and so if you want to have all of it done in one day, which would save a little bit of money, then you can get it done in one day and take the stairs out, take the louver out, drop it all in, get it inside. The only concern that he had was once you take those stairs out, there's no access out of there other than an extension ladder.
Extension ladder, yeah.
Who are you using for your rigger?
Walker.
Okay,
For the same guy, Bill, you're using?
no, we have Quick Pick.
Okay.
So
It's
it might
quick.
be better not to schedule it the same day. Let you guys get your pump in or us get our gear in whenever we can do that. So we're not in each other's way.
Nope, that's fine. I think your stuff is probably gonna be more difficult to get in.
Yeah.
He was like, my stuff is, down the stairs and in the door. I was like, okay.
So then, Bill, is it safe to say MCOR Brian goes first before you? Makes sense? Because then by then,
No, it doesn't really make a difference. It's up to, well, Jonathan and I can talk about that. Because I don't have to wait for him. He doesn't have to wait for me.
okay.
He can go anytime, really.
Bill, I'm just gonna ask you Brian, you can go. I know you have to get off the call. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, no, when it gets close, once I find out the pump is here, then I can, I'll reach out to you guys and we'll schedule something, just like we did at McQueenie.
Sure. I still haven't seen a schedule for McQueenie.
It is, and I went through with the fire marshal. He's okay with it. He doesn't even care really. And so if that looks good, I'll schedule it with Walker.
Brian, did you send me a schedule for McQueenie?
Yep.
You did. All right.
Also, can you send a schedule for Solentano? How long is it going to take? I'm just curious.
I'm figuring the same amount of time, about 4 days.
4 days? Okay.
Well, we
Probably
have
a
no
little
issue there
less.
because we have a bypass.
Yeah, that's a little less time, but just in case.
Okay.
If I
Yeah,
can
if you
save a
can-
day, great.
Yeah, if you can send a schedule, that'll be great. This week for myself and Jonathan.
Yep. Did you get the one for McQueenie?
I'm looking
I don't
now.
remember.
Yeah, take a look. Let me see.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anything else, Brian?
No, I mean, if you didn't get it, I'll resend it to you.
Right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey,
See ya.
Jonathan, do you guys mind if I take off?
Oh, no, I think we're good. I think your stuff is pretty independent, so we're good.
Great, thank you.
Yep, thanks,
Thank
Rick.
you. Colin, are you there?
Bill, I think this is a
Yeah.
good time Bill, this is a good time for you to build your schedule for the switchgear.
Colin, you on mute?
Yeah, I could start on that.
You don't need do you need the new replacement panels to do your switchgear or no?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
No, I don't.
So I think we should do the switchgear and permanently wire the generator to the switchgear and get that done as soon as possible.
Colin, can you speak again?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. It says you're mute. Okay. All right. So can you run us through the materials lead time? Any concerns for the flooring?
So no concerns for the lead time at this point for the start points. We're hoping to have all of the material in for the week of the 20th, so we can start loading the building.
So you have all the materials in this week of this month, the 20th, right?
Yep, by the week of the 20th, we should have most of our materials in.
Is that ceramic and LVT?
Yes.
Okay.
And I know that over in Tower B, we had some challenges with the towels. Are you going to work
We're
with the
using
same guys?
No.
Okay. Okay, anything else that you want to add, Jonathan or Anthony? Otherwise, I don't have any more questions for.
My concern right now is the same as the cabinets in terms of how we're going to load into the building, where we would store our material on top of his material and everyone else's in terms of balconies and the rest. And then how is it going to work for trash load out during the time, during the 4 to 6 weeks that the elevator's down?
Well,
we'll have to take a screen up per unit. Everything will have to be put into bags, and we'll have to either.
Let's talk about maybe a trash chute from the balcony, one of the balconies. I'm not sure where. Anthony, Jonathan and I will talk about that. I'll talk to Anthony about it as well to see what we can do. I think possibly we may have to do a trash chute, because if anything is coming from the 6th floor, it's not going to be easy to come down the staircase. Unless you get any other ideas, but I think right now that seems to be the best option for everyone. We'll find a location that makes sense, and we'll all use that location. As far as what the materials are going, Colin, we definitely want it on site on the 20th. I'm going to go there this afternoon with Anthony. We'll see where it might be a good location for you to bring them in, somewhere inside. I don't know if we can get everything upstairs, as we talked about. We've got the frames, we've got now cabinets, we've got a few other things going up. So let's see where else we might be able to get the flooring stuff for you. So why don't we talk about that a little bit later today, Colin?
Okay.
Okay.
One approach might be to try and get a single unit abated on each of the floors and use that as the laydown area for everyone's stuff.
But unfortunately, it doesn't. We'd have to have the whole floor under containment, unfortunately. Otherwise, we're paying for double air tests, and then we would be paying out of pocket for that because the owner only pays for so many air tests.
Yeah, that's what I understood from Eric, that they are doing one at a time, one floor at a time, and that's what the owner is paying.
It's sounding like by the end of March, we'll have at least 6 through 3 that we can get on. And the only one that we would be worried about loading would be the 2nd floor, which will have to be loaded onto the 3rd floor and carried down afterwards. That's the only suggestion that we have.
So
that takes care of all my questions.
What did you say?
That takes care of all my questions.
Okay, great. Bill, hi. Let's talk about the the unit floors and the balcony floors and the hallways. Is there any lead time, any concerns that you have?
No, all the materials are readily available.
Oh, good. All right. So I think the biggest part of this is the difference is that we're going to be going one floor at a time, whereas we had the entire floor to keep up with the schedule. So I'm not sure how the painting factor in, because I know one of the things that happened in Tower B was, once you were done with all of your railings, everyone had the pleasure of scratching it for you. So trying to see what we can do this time, to make sure that you get at least the first 1 or 2 coats in, but at the same time, maybe leave the framing and the railings last, to avoid others scratching it for you. What do you think?
Yeah, which is fine. That's just a rail in the hallway. That's not a big deal. The big thing is just getting everybody done in front of us. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't ready for us to actually start doing our final coat, because we had to go back and there was trim missing, there was doors missing. All that stuff sounds like it's going to be in place this time before we start, our final coat.
Yeah, I think what we'll be doing this time, hopefully, we'll do better than last time, is just to keep up with the weekly schedule, maybe 2-3 weeks look ahead. Make sure that as the units are finishing up, you've got the trims, the doors, the floors all in before you come.
Yeah. And the bathrooms were a big thing, getting the bathroom contractor out, not necessarily the plumber, but the tile guy and the painting of the tile that they did and all that kind of stuff. That took a long time.
Yeah, I think Colin just spoke to that effect that he's going to be using a different sub, so hopefully it'll be
Okay, good.
it will be fixed.
Good. And other than that, the only other concern that I have is you're loading these floors with all this stuff. Is this stuff going to be in our way? I mean, can't remember. It's not a matter of just keeping it off the walls, but we have all the ceilings that got to get painted and everything.
That's actually a good question. I think the good news is that I think doing one floor at a time would allow the trades to come in and blow it out quicker. And one of the things that we experienced on Tower A is that doing the entire tower at the time, there were less manpower for some of the companies, so they were not able to come in and blow everything out because they were doing 32 units at a time. So
okay,
as the time gets closer, one of the things that we can take note of is the manpower for everyone. If we think we're going behind the schedule, we can push for additional manpower, whichever trade it is.
Yeah, but what's going to happen as far as when I go on the floor to paint and you have the floor tile, the cabinets are going to be already loaded onto the floor? How am I going to be able to get around in these units to paint the ceilings and the walls when this stuff is going to be stored in the units?
Majority of this stuff, we could start, what the problem we're having right now is we have to get it, by the time you start, most of the stuff will be moved to the balcony if need be.
Okay.
It won't be in your way.
And the other thing we can do, now that you brought this up, because that's actually a good idea, one thing we can do is, Greg over at Gonzalez, when you guys are putting the, especially the cabinets inside, try to keep them away from the walls. That way, to Bill's point, if there's an issue where you could not get it into the balcony, at least it's in the middle of the room, but also away from the entryways, to give enough room to paint around it.
No problem.
I guess we'll have to coordinate it. We'll get it done.
V, you should really put a start date for Colin for the 15th on the 6th floor. They could take possession of those bathrooms immediately and go right in and start doing the tile work, and also start the corridor floors right away as well. Just at least doing the prep work, not doing the finish coat, but all that rebar prep work that needs to be done right away. It took a long time and also created quite a mess as we got close to finishing the floors.
Well, it looks like Colin's material gets in on the 20th, so I don't think he can start on the 15th. Colin's, unless there's anything else that you can get sooner for the bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, I can get something started. Yeah.
You could start the corridor floors as well, V.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the
Can I
bathroom.
also get in on the 6th floor for the 15th and start framing out the ADA unit?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and just check in with Greg, just check in with Mike before you do that, make sure he's done.
He could frame, V. He could frame. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, it won't be drywall, just framing.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to, where were we? Lost track. Collins, is there anything else that you wanted to mention, you had concerns about before we move forward?
No, I'm all set.
Okay.
All right, thank you, guys.
You're all set with me now, V?
Yes.
Yes, we are all set. The exterior balcony is not a big deal, so that's fine. Oh, wait, one more thing before you go, Bill. So we're all set for tomorrow, right? You're gonna do the tour?
Tomorrow, yeah, I have a guy scheduled to go to do the 2 rooms downstairs that Anthony got emptied out.
Oh, perfect. And Colin, you're all set for Wednesday, correct? For the 2 rooms? You're on
I
mute.
think he may be gone.
Oh, no, he's there, just on mute.
He's not listed there anymore.
That's true. He's grabbing a coffee. All right, I think he said Wednesday, so we all set to turn over that 2 offices.
Yeah, we shouldn't have a problem. I should be able to have the room ready for him on Wednesday, just a day. The rooms aren't big, so James
Okay.
should be able to take care of them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And then, Alan, are you there? Alan, you're on
Here
mute.
now.
Okay. Can
How
you,
are you?
yeah, so I think the parking lot, with everything that's happening, that's the last thing that we do. Can you give us a bit of an idea of your lead time, when you plan on starting, any concerns that you might have?
Yeah, so you know, I basically will start whenever you don't need to put any heavy material in the back of the complex for at least 7 days. I will start when we have a proper parking plan to you know, maximum split it into 2 sections. So if they still need parking, hopefully we could, if they could park somewhere else, I can rip it out all at once. Project should take about, you know, 10 to 15 days from the front and the back. And the main concern is scheduling it so when it's finished that no heavy pieces of equipment, you know, gives it the time for it to cure the asphalt.
So it's 10 to 15 days plus, or 10 to 15 days including the cure?
Including the cure? No. I'm gonna be in the front so it's the back should take a week. You know, a week or, you know, let's say 7 days, a week and a half. But you're gonna need days after the final coat is down to you know, let the asphalt cure without having heavy loads on it, turning and etc. The main thing is turning because you know, the way that it's set up, you have to make sharp turns to get into it. So
Can we do the binder and all the concrete work and then schedule the final coat for like right before we leave?
I mean that's possible, yes. You know, that is possible. Is that what you want to do? Can we do the binder in one shot with parking instead of you know, get everybody not to park there for a little bit? And also, you know, you still got to give a couple days for the binder to cure.
So you
But
need
yeah.
like the weekend for the final coat to cure, like, and do the lines. Then you have to do line striping after that.
Yeah.
So to rip out, replace, can you do all the concrete work prior to us doing the parking lot?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that prior to doing the parking lot. Absolutely. I want to minimize my mobilizations as far as how many times I go there. You know, I don't want to go in and out.
How long is it going to take you to do all the concrete work?
It's about the same thing, about a week to 7 days, a week and a half.
All right,
Not
so
even.
why don't we tentatively have you scheduled for the middle of April? Start the concrete work and then go right into the paving and everything. In the meantime, work with your back office support and put together a detailed schedule so that we can give it to the housing authority and give them months' notice and saying that in the month of May, you're gonna have to move all your parking. The parking lot's gonna be shut down for a week.
Beautiful. Yep. Well, so it's going to be 2 weeks. Like B said, it would be 2 weeks because it's, you know, about a week to work, and then, you know, depending on the weather, you might need a week for some curing because there are sharp turns.
I want to be at least start in May because otherwise if we go into June, it's going to be too hot.
It gets too hot, right?
Yep.
No, you're absolutely right.
All
So
right.
yes.
So
Sounds
when
good.
when you're
build your-
doing the logistics plan,
build your
make sure you add schedules, okay?
Build your schedule starting in the middle of April.
Yes, that works for me.
All right, and the sooner you can get that to us, the better, so we can start getting it into our meeting minutes, so everybody's aware of it, and they start handing out the flyers to the tenants, and there's cars that are in the parking lot that don't move anymore, so.
Sounds good. I think my back office just got off the plane today, so I should be all caught up by end of week.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Alan, actually, hold on 1 second. Did you ever you did submit for Salentano, right? I know you submitted your submittals for McQueenie. Did you submit for Salentano?
I submitted some of them, but whatever that is, I'm having a meeting with my back office today to catch up on everything this week. It's
All right, keep me posted on that. On that, anything else, Alan, before we move forward?
No, when are you guys looking for Celentano? Is that gonna be back to back?
McQueenie?
I'm sorry. No. To go to the other job, Celentano. When are you
No.
guys planning on getting that done?
This is Celentano.
This is on time. Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking to start Celentano in the middle of April.
All right.
And then we'll we'll try to do McQueenie afterwards.
Yeah. All right. So McQueenie, you want to do but I'm not gonna come in for a while after that, or you want me to come right after?
We'll have to see. Let's
talk about the logistics for both projects simultaneously. So yeah, I'll
All
make
right.
sure about that.
All right.
All right.
Thank
So no problem. So this is just a general note for everyone. I think all of the submittals are presented already. If there's any submittals that we're missing, let us know so we can get that in approved as soon as possible for the approval. We talked about the measurements already. Make sure that we measure correctly so we don't have to come back. Inspections, I don't think we had any issues with Tower B, so but just FYI. One of the things that we had issues with Tower B was the treatment of work by others. I think everybody just respects everybody else's work. Do not cause any issues. If there's any problems, you have to move somebody else's install materials, give them a call, let them do it themselves. Don't try to do it. Just the treatment of others was an issue last time. So hoping that we don't go through that this time. Also, we're going to be using Procore more. So if you have not received anything from me for Procore, let me know so I can add your email on it. I think we have everyone, but in case I missed anyone, let me know, okay? Is there anything else that, one other thing. So Tower B is going to conclude the project. So please make sure that everyone is on schedule with their O&Ms, their set aside, the certified payrolls, the CHR reports. Make sure you have all of those things going on, because when the project gets to an end, those are all the things that are going to be pretty critical. So make sure that you have them as we go along. Is there anything else that I missed? Jonathan, Enai, Alan, Eric, Craig, Dale, Colin, Anthony? Did I miss anything?
Let's try to make next week's meeting shorter.
Yes, I think so too. I think this was the kickoff, so that's fine. But everyone, thank you so much, and we'll keep you posted. I'll send the agenda very soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, guys.